So I am aware that we had a lot of issues with Mindtap this past weekend. I've been on the phone with the tech support. They did offer a couple of solutions, things that we will need to change if you have these issues. I know not everybody ran into this issue. The problem is that these servers, these live machines, are housed in the UK. So we are getting some connection issues uh, with this when you're connecting to certain live servers. Some of you are connecting to a server not having any issues. Some of you are connected to one that is causing problems. So we'll go through quickly how to set this up. So first, when you go into one of the labs, like I'm in lab 5-1 right now. Once I start the lab, we'll address some of these current issues that we saw happen this weekend. All right, so the first thing I recommend is make sure that all of your labs computers are turned on, even if they don't have anything to do with the actual lab. The tech at Mindtap at Cengage recommend turning them on. He said that they will do stuff in the background to help process. They are in the process of updating their instructions to have that reflected in the instructions. So we'll just make sure that we turn all of these on as we go through here. Another thing that, and this was the big one, he said, is well, I'll address this admin. I just saw the admin log in. If that comes on and you need a password, if you scroll all the way to the right, you'll see this I. Okay, this I will show you the username and the password for that machine. So if this machine is powered off, and you need the password for it, that information is located here. And this should be the password for all of our machines is the pass with the O replaced with a 0. I just make sure you scroll all the way over on that. But before we do any of that, before we get all the machines on, before we change the passwords, we will go up here into my account and come down to settings. Now in these settings here, we need to change our region. He said changing the region to West Europe will increase the speed of this. It'll stop with the issues with it freezing up, things of that nature. So we'll come down and hit save settings. Then we need to make sure that we log out of the lab. So don't just close the lab, make sure you log out. Then when we go back in, it's going to register that we are now in West Europe. And this is their recommendations for fixing the issues with the machines freezing up, um, things of that nature. He says any of the screenshots or questions you've answered, those should carry over in this. So I'm going to check the settings here again. So we're still set in West Europe now. So that should be the first thing we do. Let's change the region. Make sure all of the computers are turned on. And then once again, if you need the password for the machine, it is located uh, under this I. So I'm reopening these labs for this week. You can have a chance to go back in and complete the labs. Uh, make sure you take your screenshots and answer your questions. One thing else is to make sure that you submit your lab. So when you get through, um, with the lab, make sure that you click the complete button to submit your lab. Some of these will have questions in the lab. So you need to make sure that you go in and complete those questions as well. So we'll look at lab 4.1. We also had some issues with it as well. So I'm going to restart this lab. So my region is still set to West Europe in my profile. I've turned on the computers already. Once again, if I have this issue, well, it's asking for the password. And it's asking for this on one of these other labs, of the other lab computers as well. So same thing, that information is located under the eye. Now, once I have all these machines turned on, you'll notice that I can, when I scroll down, I am scrolling into the next machine. So now I've went into PLAB DFTO1, and then as I scroll down, I will see the next lab machine here as well. So when you're doing this, just make sure you're on the right machine as you're working through this assignments. Once again, you work through, take all your screenshots. If you have any questions to answer, once you answer the questions, hit submit. Actually, read the questions unlike I am. You want to submit the report once you've answered everything. And then that will submit your grade to the gradebook.